What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Coordinator. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm in day 8 of the Rona. It's been awful. It sucks. It doesn't feel natural. It feels, I don't know. It sucks, but I'm getting better. Had a backslide the other day, but today I'm feeling a little bit better, so I thought I'd get some videos out to you all. Elon Musk has long been a interesting voice to listen to. And whether or not you're a big fan of his Tesla or, you know, what he's doing with SpaceX and government funding and all this kind of stuff, I think we could all understand that Elon's been pretty dang good in terms of speaking out against woke culture. They hate him because they can't control him. Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post just so that he could help, you know, smear Elon. And Bezos chases after him with his fun little Blue Origin, taking celebrities into the lower Earth orbit or whatever, or just barely out of the atmosphere or whatever, while Elon's, you know, actually doing things to, you know, let's say Starlink, for example, bring high-speed internet to rural areas. You know, I'll be a Starlink customer when I move, and I'm very thankful for it. He kind of had a lot of, you know, bombshells in an interview he did, an unexpected interview he did with the Babylon Bee, that I thought I'd want to go over a couple of them with you right after a really quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Kamikoto. Kamikoto makes great Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Japan. Kamikoto also only sources its steel from Japan. Each knife comes in a beautiful heavy-duty ash wood box. It makes sure the knife is stored safely. It also makes Kamikoto a great gift. Each knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process that takes several years from start to finish to complete. With more than 100 years of experience between them, their expert bladesmiths forge and shape raw steel into hardy blades. Each knife is individually inspected. Kamikoto is so confident about their knives that each knife comes with a lifetime guarantee. And look, I can talk from a personal experience. When I got this and I opened the box, I felt excited. It comes with it's really nice to me. It comes with like certificate of authenticity. The knives are all packaged in there and look really nice. They're well crafted. They feel really good in your hand. Kamikoto has a big sale going on right now. Is offering an extra $50 off any purchase you make with the discount code TheQuartering, and that's on top of their already special offers. So click the link below or go to kamikoto.com/TheQuartering and use promo code TheQuartering to save $50 today. These things make an awesome gift for you or for someone you love. You see, the interview was covered by Daily Wire. At its heart, wokeness is divisive, exclusionary, and hateful. Elon Musk pulls no punches in wide-ranging interview with Babylon Bee. In their interview with Elon Musk that debuted Tuesday evening, the Babylon Bee boys brought the funny as expected, but what viewers might not anticipate is just how many compelling, thoughtful answers their questions managed to elicit from the billionaire. The group started out sharing a laugh over the classic Bee headlines, with Musk quipping it's actually true that Gavin Newsom is U-Haul Salesman of the Year. But the world's richest man quickly grew pensive, reflecting on what has happened in recent years to the state he once called home. California used to be called the land of opportunity. Now it's become the sort of land over regulation, over litigation, and scorn, he observed. From the collapse of California to the discussion turned of the collapse of mainstream comedy, which Musk ascribed to an unwillingness to punch left, no matter how warranted. That, he explained, is how he became a Babylon Bee fan, because satire says like The Onion, began to focus more on upholding a liberal narrative than telling jokes. That's basically true. I mean, The Onion used to lampoon everything, everyone. I mean, I suppose if I went back and looked at it, they probably do have, you know, in general, a left-leaning kind of alignment, but they always kind of push the same, you know, even keel. SNL used to be this way too. They used to make fun of the left. They used to make fun of the right. And now it's only the right, exclusively. And while the right deserves plenty of criticism, I think that you kind of become aware of the unevenness in which they're lampooning it. And that's why their viewerships are at all-time lows. I mean, it's an undeniable fact. He says, quote, "It used to be much more even-handed, The Onion," Musk said, "and they just got the woke mind virus." He had much said the same criticism of Saturday Night Live, a show he guest hosted on in May, to the consternation of several cast members who publicly objected. Many, if not all, of SNL episodes have become a kind of moral lecture of why we're bad humans instead of comedy, he said. Adding, they'll beat up on Ted Cruz 17,000 times, and you're like, okay, we get it. The issue he believes is one of authenticity. Is the comedy getting at an essential truth, or is there a propaganda element? He asked rhetorically, suggesting most mainstream comedy these days is committed to the latter. When it stops trying to get to an essential truth that is humorous, it's just not that funny. Musk views the B in contrast as moderately right. It's certainly not far right. I wouldn't be accurate to say to call the B centrist, but it's certainly not far right. As to why The Onion and SNL become so left when they did not start out that way, Musk pointed out he called arguably one of the biggest threats to modern civilization is wokeness. Wokeness basically wants to make comedy illegal, he said. Trying to shut down Chappelle? Come on, man, that's crazy. Do we want a humorless society that is simply rife with condemnation and hate, basically? At its heart, wokeness is a divisive, exclusionary, and hateful. It basically gives mean people a shield to be mean and cruel, armored in false virtue. I can't say that I've ever heard it put any better than that. They'll tut down their nose at you. They'll argue. They'll scold you. They'll tell you that you're awful, and they'll feel great doing it, farting in a jar and huffing it, thinking that they're out there, I don't know, moralizing that because they're pushing the greater good, that somehow it makes their behavior okay. It's actually a profound way to put it, because that's exactly it. The ends justify the means. Them screaming in your face about putting your mask over your nose is warranted, because, Dr. Fauci said so. Them screaming at you because you didn't use their pronouns is warranted because, somebody somewhere's feelings might get hurt. So therefore that excuses their bad behavior. Wokeness gives garbage people a permission slip to be garbage. And it's insane to me that people don't see it for what it really is. He did also take a moment to bust up CNN, which I thought was pretty funny. Tesla CEO Elon Musk says he's not perverted enough to be welcome on CNN. Musk sat down with satirical website Babylon Bee for a lengthy podcast interview, and during the conversation about pointless companies that shouldn't exist and should probably be disbanded, a co-host joked that they didn't feel qualified to interview Musk. "I'm not the one who asked for the podcast. You guys did, just to be clear," Musk joked. "You can be on CNN right now," Kyle Mann quipped. "I'm not perverted enough, I guess," Musk said, referencing the satirical B headline that mocked CNN in for drawing laughs from the co-hosts. Recent Babylon Bee headlines include CNN quietly resets days since employee committed horrible crime, back to zero, and CNN HR department considers adding "Are you a creep?" to employment application. I think that, ultimately when you look at what Elon is doing here, it's important. It's important to stand up against kind of this narrative. That's what I try to do on my channel. I don't really have the power that Elon Musk does. I mean, if Elon Musk wanted, he could build a YouTube competitor and wouldn't even have to worry about it making money. He doesn't have to worry about being deplatformed, so to speak. Most of us do. So that's why I look up to a guy like Elon, because he doesn't, I don't, again, whether or not you are a fan of Tesla, which I am, or SpaceX, which I am, or Starlink, which I am, I think it's hard to deny that he ruffles feathers, in particular on the left. And he talks about, why is this? Why is it that they get so ruffled? Well, it's simple. They view their opinion as the one true opinion, like a religious text. And when you criticize that text, it's like criticizing someone's religion, and a very religious person. And they react in that way. And that's why they are unfunny, and they can't take a joke, and they don't want you to take jokes either. They don't want jokes to exist. They want everyone to be unhappy and sad and downtrodden and ground down. They're the a-holes. The saying, don't let the a-holes grind you down. That's the left, modern left. And I, for one, am really happy to see Elon out there. The interview, by the way, is on Babylon Bee's channel. It's worth a watch. Anytime Elon speaks, I think, it's always really interesting to me. And shout out to Babylon Bee for getting the interview, by the way, too. So good on you, Elon. Keep being awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.